very warm welcome to IDFC First Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. I'm Ritvika Gupta. Today we are focusing on the manufacturing sector here in India as well as talking beauty and much more on the show. In the first segment, I'm in conversation with Pradeep Misra, Chairman and Managing Director REPL, and in the second segment, a conversation with Rishabh Sethia, Co-founder, Director and Business Administrator, Mars Cosmetics. Listen in. And joining me live right now is Pradeep Misra, Chairman and Managing Director, REPL. Thank you so much, Mr. Pradeep, for joining us today.
Thank you.
So to begin with, can you provide a detailed overview of the current landscape of urban development, construction and infrastructure in India, and what do you perceive as the most significant opportunities in these sectors today?
So, as we see that our country is growing in a very fast pace, around 7.5% annual growth. So, we presume that our economy will become a $10 trillion economy in next 7 to 8 years. And at the same time, lot of migration is happening from the rural sector to the urban sector. So the pressure on the urban sector is increasing multifold by both the reasons, because the growth in economy as well as a migration from the rural sector to urban sector. So urban sector is facing certain problem because of infrastructure and providing the accommodation and other facilities in the urban area. But at the same time, this problem is one of the biggest opportunity with urban sector is seeing. So this will generate an opportunity where converting the prime land parcel in the urban sector through various redevelopment activities, and then unwinding the wealth which is not yet encashed by using the fund of REIT and SM REIT, which are the new policy promoted by the government. So lot of wealth will be created in urban area, and a lot of potential is there in urban area. In next 5 to 10 years, the growth potential is very high.
So, Mr. Pradeep, the theme for our show this season is Powering Entrepreneurs for the Global Stage. Tell us, how does India's infrastructure development compare on a global scale? What factors are influencing its competitiveness and progress in this domain?
India has just started and developing the infra at a global scale. As per my experience and understanding is that India need more infra company, at least 100 large organization and more than 200 in organization, if not mega, then large but not mega, but at least 300 organizations are required to meet the need of developing urban infra in country. As of now, these companies are very less in number. What I mean by mega organization is that the organization who has a capacity to have a technology to develop the infrastructure, as well as they can have a deep pocket, because infra business is of large investment. So deep pocket, large organization is required to encash this requirement.
Now, REPL has a long-standing reputation in urban development and infrastructure consultancy. Tell us, how does REPL's approach integrate with the national vision of modernizing urban landscapes and infrastructure here in India?
Yeah, as REPL, we always positioned us in urban development and where the technology plays a critical role. We positioned us and we did almost 9 smart cities. And now the large urban development through nodal development, industrial smart cities, and various corridors are in various stages of development. So So our focus is to position REPL and to encash this opportunity because these are the large urban infrastructure development, and they will run through at least 5 to 10 years in future.
Mr. Pradeep, over the past 3 decades, what would you say have been the primary factors contributing to REPL's success?
What we experience that we are very successful in placing our organization at the right place at the right time. There was a time when the urbanization started, then Government of India introduced Jawaharlal Nehru Urban Mission, and we are one of the players in doing those projects for the government agencies. And then Amrit scheme, Smart City, Integrated, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, various government projects are there, and REPL very successfully positioned at the right time at the right place, and we enjoyed that cycle of the growth by aligning us with the government scheme.
Fantastic. And if you could also talk to us about the ways in which REPL's involvement in flagship national programs like Smart Cities and Amrut reflect the company's strategic impact on urban transformation.
REPL is associated with government flagship projects like Smart Cities, Amrut, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, and we are very glad to say that we was a part of development of at least 1 lakh houses in PMAY, and we are part of designing NPMC of various smart cities spread pan India and as well as Amrit scheme.
Mr. Pradeep, what roles do MSMEs play in India's infrastructure and urban development sectors? And with REPL focusing on advanced tech solutions for SMEs and MSMEs, how do these innovations support the growth of smaller businesses in the industry and, of course, urban development initiatives at large?
MSME is a very, very crucial area in the Indian economy. If we see that as per the GDP, the 29.1% of GDP is contributed by MSME. But at the same time, if we see the employment, the 65% of the people are employed in MSME. So this shows that the importance of this sector. The critical part which I wish our country should monitor and track, that how many new macro company started in a particular year, how many company from micro to migrated from micro to small, and from small to medium, and from medium to large. This transition from one level to another level is the large growth cycle, and the wealth can be distributed at the very ground level through micro and small industry. If the growth of industry can be tracked and pushed by various government schemes and policies.
Right.
So to help this migration from micro to small and small to medium, REPL to its subsidiary RIPL, where we deal in technology, we developed our own ERP for the small companies, small industries, which help them in migrating their operational and optimizing their operational efficiency from micro to small at a very, very small price.
So as the founder and CMD of REPL, a company that has grown from its inception to having a pan-India presence and now global reach, what advice would you have for Indian entrepreneurs who want to make a mark on the global stage?
The change is the constant and the change is happening very fast. Post 2000, when the economy is largely governed by the technology and the net, the change happening in the industry is so fast that to cope with that and to keep growing is a key factor. So my advice is to always keep organization tech savvy and keep changing with the change of time, and try to position your product and organization looking into the domestic as well as the international business environment at a right time, at a right position. So these are the three critical points which I wish people can use and enjoy the growth.
Fantastic. And looking forward, what is REPL's strategic vision for the future in urban development and infrastructure, and what goals do you aim to achieve in the coming years?
So my personal target is that since the Indian economy is one of the large, fastest growing economy in the world, and this is the right time for all entrepreneurs in the country to grow fast. And for the small and medium enterprise, this is a very optimum time to make a giant leap. And for that, REPL is trying to focus on two parts. One is a new scheme launched by SEBI is SM REIT. We want to encash that part and increase our growth story, add new vertical in organization, as well as the geoengineering, which is going to be one of the most crucial part in the construction industry.
Well, it was a pleasure chatting with you, Mr. Pradeep. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
It's time for a quick break here. On the other side, we are focusing on the beauty industry and bringing you a chat with an emerging cosmetics brand in India, Mars Cosmetics. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned.